What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the second episode of Nerdvana. I'm Malachi. This is my co-host,
Bennett.
And we're here with...
I'm Tamara.
And today we're going to be talking about Star Wars. But first,
we got to thank our sponsors. Thank you, Warehouse Creations. If you're looking for unique and captivating pottery or home decor, look no further than Warehouse Creations. This husband and wife team of potters, Bill and Jenny Ware, create a stunning body of work that blends traditional perfection with the weird and wonky. Their complementary styles create a visually interesting and captivating collection that engages the viewer and evokes a sense of emotion. Whether you're looking for a functional piece, a statement piece, or just something to complement your existing decor, Warehouse Creations has got you covered. Find them on their Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube to see their latest creations and let them fill your pottery or home decor needs. Thank you.
So,
what are we talking about?
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
One of my favorite fandoms. I can't lie.
That's cringe.
This is very
Cringe
sad.
as hell.
Like, actually.
Cringe as hell.
It is. I can't lie. But really, what
It's
Disney...
fair though.
Yeah.
Like it's an okay fandom. At least they bathe.
Yeah, exactly.
You
I mean,
sound
compared to the last one we were talking about,
Yeah, at least they bathe.
they're at least socially appropriate.
Yeah, they're like
approachable.
you're wearing a Star Wars shirt.
Yeah.
I know you've at least put on deodorant.
Like, I can approach you, but, like, I'll, like, keep my distance a bit.
yeah.
It's
Like,
hit or miss. It's hit or miss.
Yeah,
I
You
can,
either
like,
get-
approach you in a social setting.
if they're beyond like 50 and they have a Star Wars shirt on, they're probably fans of the older movies and don't really care.
Yeah.
But if they're like under 40 and have one on, like there's a range. Like under 40, that's when I wouldn't come up to you, but then under 20, you're probably just a regular person.
Yeah, bro.
If
Like,
you're, like, under 40, you're probably racist.
That-
You're probably
yeah.
gonna say something.
Is that like there's like old millennial, young Gen X that are so
Oh.
weird.
Yeah. Oh, God.
And then, gosh, millennials scare me.
Older millennials scare me.
You know, Disney bought all of every property. Soon I'm gonna be eating from a Disney Walmart cup.
I mean, at this point, it's either Disney or Walmart. But how has... Hold on. Let me get my talking points
Okay, give
out.
him a minute, guys. He's all right.
Yeah.
He's a big boy. He knows what he's doing.
I know how to human and be alive. Would you say Disney has ruined Star Wars?
I'd say to a certain extent, yes. Like there's some good stuff, but also like a lot of it is bad. Like you have like the new shows and they're just boring to watch and a lot of stuff. Like the only one I really liked out of the new one was Ballad of Boba Fett, but that's because it was his own separate thing, and not connected to the greater universe or whatever.
Not connected to the lore at all.
I would feel like ruin would be a little too harsh of a word.
Yeah,
Because it's not unwatchable. It's just
hard.
It's hard and irritating.
Yeah, it's like-
not the same. It's not the same.
It's like you can get through like maybe 2 episodes and then you're done.
To be fair, George Lucas's original writing is a lot, but also he at least made it plausible.
Yeah.
And like made it connect.
Palpatine is back somehow.
Palpatine's back.
How?
What you mean Palpatine's back? Like how? What?
He got mad about this last time. He's gonna
That is a serious thing, bro. Could you imagine if like what would be the equivalent of that?
Ronald Reagan returned.
The return.
What?
The return of
what
Ronald
reason?
Reagan.
Or watching Boruto Next Generations and they're like, Kaguya's back. Why?
Why?
What was the reason?
How?
We brought back.
Madara's back.
He's been dead for so long.
Why? Like for what reason?
There's no point for him to be here.
Like, yeah, Palpatine at that point in the story had been dead for like a 60 plus years.
Yeah.
Luke was an old man, at least in his
he's
late 50s, early 60s, and he was like 19
when he killed him. So it's been like a good 50, 60 years since then. Like,
It's been a while now.
and he just came back. Like, that's so
they're
ridiculous.
like, it's fine. He's alive again.
He's there.
There's this cult that worships him.
Just
Cole.
straight
That's straight up one of the plot points of the movie is there's this cult that worships him and revives him and then revives the old empire with him. It's crazy. And they do it out of black dust. Not even joking.
I'm so glad that like I stopped watching Star Wars like after the first movie when Disney had it came out.
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens
was-
was not bad.
It was not. But it was when I kind of started to grow out of it.
Yeah.
Was when it came out. That's
But you could also, even with Force Awakens,
Yeah.
you could see this steady decline.
Yeah, you could. You really could.
It's not a thing people really. I've noticed, at least like, I've talked to some kids that are like 10 about it, and they don't really care about, like, the only thing they know about Star Wars is like the Disney stuff. And so they don't care about it.
Cool explosion.
I feel like your age has a lot to do with it, because a lot of the older Gen X and boomers, I guess, that watch Star Wars
Yeah.
Yeah.
hate the prequels. And the prequels are fantastic in my opinion.
Prequels are good. See, we were born like right after the prequels
So
came
that's
out.
when you go to watch Star Wars,
Yeah.
you're watching the newest Star Wars, and that's
So
I
we
grew up-
watched,
Yeah.
we watched those, which I didn't think they were bad. They weren't great, but they weren't bad. Like,
Yeah.
I
Like
think,
they weren't terrible.
I gotta
but
respectfully disagree. The prequels are easily one of the best Star Wars medias, in my opinion. You can say what you want about dialogue. You can say, listen, best
hate
choreo-
that.
out of all three trilogies,
Give him a minute.
Just
best fight choreography,
Okay, you do have a point there.
yeah.
best the original trilogy. You
They-
can't go too hard on.
Yeah,
it was the
'cause
'70s.
it was the 70s,
The fact
they
that
were
they
like-
got the lightsaber to appear on screen was a
Was just-
work of art in and
Those
of
were
itself.
metal poles that they had that they were swinging at each other. Like,
Speaking of metal poles, me and my brother, after we would watch them, we had like these like metal poles.
everybody
Lord,
did that. Everybody.
In our like garage for some reason, I can't remember what. The amount of bruises that we'd have
Oh, yeah.
afterwards.
Me and my cousins used to we had sticks and we would just beat the ever-loving crap out of each other because we were like Star Wars and we would just start wailing.
Yeah, you had wooden sticks. We had
Poles, I can't even imagine. 'Cause we would have killed each other because we would have just kept going.
It also didn't help that like our sister, she's like a lot. She's older than me by 8 years and then older
yeah.
than my brother by 10. So she would just be sitting there
She would probably-
with like
she
a
was-
5-year-old and a 7-year-old, and she's like
Beating it.
15, just sitting there like.
I honestly, if I was in that position, I'd just be like, I bet on the little one.
Yeah,
I
I feel
one
like,
that I threw into the couch.
and then the sequels, I would fight choreography would be too general for me. I
like
wouldn't
it's
call it.
okay.
It was serious to God, just like children. It looked like
Well, I know.
us as kids, lightsaber, like just boom.
Like,
Like there was no real
And like
technique to it.
people make the excuse that she's supposed to be like untrained and stuff.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren is,
But he's trained, and so he should be able to like.
bro. I don't care
lost.
what your reason is. The grandson of Anakin Skywalker
One of the best duelists.
ever, a Dark Lord of the Sith,
Lost.
and trained underneath
Lost.
Luke Skywalker directly.
To a
Lost to
scavenger.
lost to
from
a homeless
Tatooine.
woman. He lost to a homeless woman and a okay soldier.
lost to someone who like picked up a lightsaber and was like, I can use
can
this.
That's my issue. Like, listen, I'm a big nerd. I know I can recognize all 7 forms of lightsaber combat.
Yeah.
Like,
So real. So
I-
real.
So I'm watching this. I'm like, what the hell?
No, that's fair.
That
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to watch this.
What is you guys' favorite lightsaber color?
White and yellow.
the purple one.
Mine is either orange or purple.
I say white and yellow for the significant. I like the yellow
Yeah.
one just because
Yeah.
the Jedi Guardians always got the coolest lightsabers.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
And then mask was dope, but white is just really cool because when I first saw Ahsoka with it, I was like, I didn't know you could, and then I looked it up. That's
and it's the like
from
killing
or not killing, but getting a red kyber crystal from what I assume be killing a Sith and fixing it.
Yeah.
That's why I love Ahsoka. Is one of my favorite characters.
Oh yes.
Which I feel like goes into the next point is what has Disney done right.
Yeah.
I feel like the Ahsoka series wasn't bad. I could be biased just because I love Ezra, I love Rebels, and I love Ahsoka. But
I did really like the Ahsoka series. It was good.
I feel like that was a good one to make a series.
Yeah,
that made sense making that one a series.
I watched like half of it.
So yeah,
it was a really good series.
I think it's a good watch, and it's a good benchmark for what they could actually do. But I don't think they're gonna listen to that.
No, they're really not.
It could be an amazing step forward. It's just a lot of the time Disney cares more about profits than actually making enjoyable media, and so you lose.
As you can tell from Wish.
Yeah, you can lose.
We're not even gonna get into that.
You can lose like a good I've seen like people have posted like a bunch of like archived Star Wars stuff that got like kind of just put away because they were like, we're not gonna do anything with this, and it was good ideas, but they were just like, oh, we don't have money, like we're not gonna pay the money to do this.
I also feel like they are refusing to do anything other than like the Star Wars saga, not Star Wars, the Skywalker saga. If it doesn't revolve around that name or that time period, they don't want to.
They need to step out of.
They really do.
There's so much content
outside of that,
bro. I think real like Star Wars, esque world. What's the word? Like. What they're looking for, the action that they're looking for goes back like 10,000 years before the Battle of Yavin.
Yeah.
Like there's plenty of time period and eras that you can
We're just
make
missing
a bunch of movies.
Half of the context for what's happening.
Exactly.
100%. And I know me and you were talking about the next movies are going to be High Republic.
Which is great because they need to step away from the Skywalker saga. I've grown tired of seeing new Skywalkers and new Palpatines. I don't want them. Get them away from me.
I love Anakin. Anakin is one of my favorite characters. He was for a very long time. I don't want to see that man's lightsaber no more. I'm so sick of seeing his lightsaber. It was cool. I will say I did like his cameo in the Ahsoka series. That was appropriate. That's when you put Anakin Skywalker into something. It made sense. It added to the scene. That's what I wanted to see. I don't want to see his lightsaber handed to some homeless woman. I'm sorry, I don't.
Here,
and then
here, poor child, take a weapon.
and then who is this alien that just has it? I don't even remember what her name was.
Who?
The orange one that had Anakin's lightsaber at her shop and was like, oh yeah, it's in the back, go get it.
She's like the collector or fixer or something, and so she's just like, I have it now because he gave it to me when he died. And it's like, what? It's like, how did you get
when did these events transpire?
Like, I know he
Give
died,
us context, please.
And what's crazy is, it's a major plot hole because she was like, he gave it to me when he died. The only person that was with him when he died was Luke. So Luke had it. So that means Luke probably sold it. Which, fair.
Makes sense.
I wouldn't want to keep it.
But here's the thing though, that lightsaber isn't even Darth Vader's lightsaber.
Yeah.
Darth Vader's lightsaber and Anakin's lightsabers are two different things.
Yeah.
But like...
Anakin... Yes, don't make no sense.
It's a plot hole.
Obi-Wan had Anakin's lightsaber.
Yeah.
I don't truly remember what happened with it in between.
And like, she's not even on Tatooine. And Obi-Wan, that's where Obi-Wan was chilling.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, she's on like a completely different... Like, she's in a different system.
Yeah.
And so like...
The only logical thing, really... If they like explained it more, which I feel like they should, which they never will, is if like she somehow managed to get to Tatooine to get it, which
from Obi-Wan,
from how I don't know, because it makes no sense.
Obi-Wan lives in solitude for the rest of his life, and so like, how did she know where he was?
Like
And also, I think that like the new movies have a bunch of glaring potholes. Like the thing with Finn, where he has like he's starting to feel the Force, but they cut that entire thing. It makes me so mad because he was supposed to be our original Jedi, and then Disney pulled a switcheroo on him and said never mind. And so he was like, wait, what? I thought I was supposed to be. And they were like, nope. And so basically, it's a whole thing. And I'm not going to get into it, but it makes me upset.
I was excited. There's, from a me perspective, we don't really have a lot of black Jedi for me to look up to. Other than Mace Windu.
And Mace Windu's cool.
And Mace Windu's 100% cool, but like, that's just one
dude. Like, we love him.
He was I forget the actor's name.
Samuel Jackson.
No, not. For Finn.
What's his name? He has a Nigerian name. What's his name?
It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember.
Look it up.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
I don't remember what it was, but he did an interview, and Samuel L. Jackson came up to him and called him. He was like, "Hey, yo, Black Jedi." So I was like, "Oh, cool." And he's just a regular dude.
He's a regular dude.
He's a
stormtrooper guy. He's a stormtrooper.
That makes no sense.
Got my hopes all the way up in it.
I'm not mad about Rey. That's not what I'm saying.
I am mad about Rey.
I'm just mad that we lost the opportunity.
This dude, I can't pronounce the last name, but John something.
Oh, John Boyega.
Yeah, John Boyega.
There we go.
There.
I would have no issue with Rey if she wasn't carried by plot armor. I feel like she's just handed stuff.
Oh my God.
She's keeping up with trained Jedi and Sith.
They let her pull a ship to the ground in the newest movie with the Force, which would theoretically make her stronger than a lot of the current Sith.
Bro.
And you're just like,
Vader
what?
Vader did that.
Vader did that, but he did it with ease.
He's the chosen one. He's supposed to be able to just grab ships out the air like that. Why is this random? I understand she's got Palpatine's midichlorian count, or however they want to explain it. She's untrained. It don't matter.
She's never, even the slight training she had with Luke was nothing.
Slight would be very generous to call it. Her swinging a lightsaber back and forth out of rock is that's not Jedi training. She's not a Jedi. I don't think she's a Jedi. I would not count her as a Jedi. I barely count Kylo Ren as a Sith.
That's real. That's actually honestly, if I had to out of all the Sith masters, Nihilus is my favorite. But I just don't understand. People are like, oh, I love and I've seen in the Star Wars community, people love Kylo Ren, and I get it because it's a cool character.
The idea
of it is really cool and very interesting.
He could have been one of the best Sith Lords.
Yes.
But then they made him have that weird redemption arc, and then him and Rey kissed, and nobody liked that because we all thought they were siblings for 2 movies, and then they were just like JK.
And look, there's nothing wrong with a little romance in Star Wars. The little romantic moments are what makes Star Wars sometimes.
Yeah. But we all thought they were siblings.
It made no sense.
Was that just a me thing, or
I thought if they weren't siblings, at the very least
cousins.
I at the very least thought that she was Luke's daughter.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of going back to the whole original Star Wars things with still. That was
before we knew.
Yeah, but that was a whole different thing. They were put on 2 separate planets.
They were kept away from each other their entire lives.
They didn't know. So that was a separate thing, but still.
But listen, man. To count Kylo Ren as a Sith would be. I would barely even count him as a Jedi either. He didn't finish his training. And I know you don't gotta finish your training to become as a Jedi to become a Sith,
but he didn't even become a Padawan.
Yeah. Exactly. Who was his master?
Luke.
Who was Snoke? Who is this random dude?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Who is Snoke?
They say he's a Palpatine clone. It's not Darth Lord of the Sith to me. He's a politician.
What?
A corrupt politician. I've had enough of the Star Wars politics. If that's the case, most of the Senate during the prequels are Sith Lords.
Yeah.
I will say my favorite side troops of all of the Inquisitors.
Yes.
Those are my favorites.
I love the Inquisitors
because they have a notable reason to have turned to the dark side, and it's cool. And they made them good,
and then they made them like realistic. Like you could tell the differences. Like Grand Inquisitor fighting Ezra. Yeah. And then fighting another Inquisitor, like you could tell where he is in terms of power scaling in the universe.
And the Grand Inquisitor became a Sith because he felt immense pain at the civilian casualties that the Jedi was inflicting. Fair.
That's a very fair enough reason.
I would honestly, if I was in his position, I would do that too.
Yeah.
So because that's the whole thing, right?
It's the plot holes and the nonsense.
Plot hole and also they don't even, my favorite Jedi to ever exist, they don't even address him. The Grey Jedi. They never address him because he's because he is specifically in between both Jedi and Sith, and he stays true to what he is, and they're no one ever brings him up.
Remind me again, who is
I don't remember his name,
Jedi?
But I don't remember his exact name, but his whole thing is he falls directly in between the Sith and the Jedi, and he never goes either way. So he always chooses the neutral option when it comes to things.
Oh yeah,
which is so cool.
I know. He's not is he like a beast kind of?
No, he's just
the wrong thing.
I think he's just a regular person who did Jedi training but realized both sides are not great.
Yeah.
And so he was
But see, that's my thing. There's other things to talk about in Star Wars other than Sith versus Jedi, the
Star Weirds. We don't even talk about them.
Yes, please, bro. There's so I want to hear other things than Jedi versus Sith. Rebels was still Jedi versus Sith, but there was so much more substance to it. The idea of Kanan not even really being he was knighted in the field to his to a degree, but he doesn't know what he's doing. He never truly completed his Jedi training. I count him as a Jedi, but he never was in charge of nobody. He has no idea how to train a Padawan.
Disney, all I want is an Ewok show. I just want to know what those weird little things get up to. I gotta know. How are they so effective at trap making?
Yeah.
They are the size of a teddy bear. And you're telling me that they're creating traps that can kill full-grown men?
There's so much to talk
about. I could punt one of them. And you're telling me that they were effective enough to stop an Imperial force? They're this tall.
Pretty much single-handedly too.
Exactly.
They had little to no help from the rebels. In all honesty,
they're so weird looking.
They're terrifying little beings.
That's what. I don't know if you guys have ever played Battlefront 2.
Yes. Oh my
god. Ewok Hunt is terrifying.
Really?
It's basically both. It takes place at night, and all the stormtroopers
and
you're on, and
you can hear them.
You can hear them laughing and running around and everything. And the stormtroopers blasters have flashlights, but it's not. You're getting little spotlights here and there.
Oh
so
god,
it's awful.
You'll randomly when you'll be looking at your homeboy, and it's quiet, and you're. And he's gone. He's just gone.
God, no.
I think that the Battlefront games hold a special place in my heart because I played them as a kid.
Yeah.
But now, all the toxic children that play it make me so upset because I'm for me, this is just a fun Star Wars game.
It's
but
just
for
silly
them,
and goofy.
it is life and death if they do not win, and you're just
That's why
it's not that big of a deal.
When I play Star Wars games, I don't play them for very long. Star Wars Squadrons, I had a lot of fun playing for the first 4 hours.
I am excited for the new Star Wars open world game. I am worried that it will not be up to the standard that most people are thinking it will.
What Star Wars open world game?
So, Disney, it wasn't even Disney, I don't know who pushed the game out, but they're promoting a fully open world Star Wars game with dialogue, like a Fallout, like a Skyrim almost, but set in the Star Wars universe. I am worried it is going to be god awful. And I am so
kind of be like Jedi Survivor?
A little bit.
But a little
more open though. They want you to be able to like pick and choose what you do and how you affect.
Oh, okay.
And so it's like, that's really cool. Do it well, and people won't get upset because we see what happens when you release a game half cooked.
And you mess it up completely.
I was gonna start listing a bunch of stuff, but there's no need to.
Yeah.
If they just don't rush the developers, take their time, and really try to make a good game that people aren't gonna enjoy, they're not gonna have any issues with sales. And
if they actually care about their player base and care about the people who are gonna actually buy the game, like, that's what I will say. CD Projekt Red is great because they actually care about people's input.
Yeah.
And like, if you say, hey, I had a horrible experience with this, they will ask why, and they will respond. Like, I literally emailed them once because I was like, something was wrong, and I was like, I emailed their service thing and was like, hey, how do I fix this? And they were like, oh yeah, you just do this, and this. Thank you for letting us know so we can patch it out. And I was like,
wow,
great. What game was this?
It was Cyberpunk. I was having an issue with lighting, and so I emailed them, and they were like, this is how you fix it. We'll patch it out in the next update.
That would have been really nice. I lost 2 hours of gameplay one time.
Really?
Because I didn't have autosave on. And I had done like 3 major missions, and I was riding my motorcycle, and it's Cyberpunk. I'm doing dumb stuff, obviously. And
of course.
I'm on one of those hills that go like windy, and I fly right off it because why not? And I no clip right into a house, and then
no clip.
For whatever reason, my game I must have autosave on then because it just saved.
Really?
I kept trying to reload my save, and no matter what I did, I had to go back like to yesterday, the day before, and start from there. I killed myself. I just respawned in the house. I tried.
You're still in the house.
Yeah, no, I tried.
You're still here.
Trying to no clip back out. Nothing. I tried double jumping. I used any cybernetics I had. Nothing.
If you're gonna include autosave in a game, make it work. Because if it doesn't, gamers get stuck. And then, like, literally, there's a thing in the older Fallout games that whenever you enter a door, it saves. So if you happen to enter a door and there is an explosive going off, if you try to, like, reload the save, the explosive will still go off. Yeah. So you'll respawn in the same place and continually die.
God.
For like, I had this happen to me. It's like 20 minutes.
Speaking from experience, guys.
All right. Thank you for listening today. Thank you for being our guest, Tamara.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Let's see it.